Hey everyone, Kevin here, and today I got a pretty awesome web browser to show you guys. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, you know I used to be a pretty die-hard Safari fan and how all the other browsers couldn't match up, but I finally found one, which was brought to my attention by thatsnazzyiphoneguy, that could finally match up and actually beat it. I'm actually using it as my default web browser right now. I don't have Safari on my dock or anything. But I'm just going to walk you through what this browser is like. Now, the name of this browser actually is called Raven, and it is Mac exclusive as of right now, but honestly I could foresee it coming to, like, say, the iPad or maybe even the iPod Touch, because it looks a lot like a mobile browser. Now basically what Raven does is it gets rid of all the clutter of tabs with these things called web apps that can run in this browser. Now, to get to the web apps, you just go to the web app store that comes in the home page that's set, and you can go ahead and you can browse through all these apps that it has here on default, and you can install the ones you want. And to go ahead and manage those apps, you just click down here and you get whatever ones you want on or off or whatever. But other than that, the websites or the web apps you use most, you can even get like Angry Birds or Twitter or Facebook or such, they just run over here, and whichever one is running has like a small lit up portion like you would see on the dock. But this just goes to show like which apps are running. And this is used for the websites or whatever you want to do you use most. So basically what this does is it takes away the hassle of having a bazillion tabs open. Of course, though, if you want a new tab, though, you can still have one. You can go ahead and open up a new tab, and it'll open up a new tab. So right now, the web apps I have installed are YouTube, Instapaper, Amazon, Wikipedia, and Google+. Now, those are the websites I use most, although I do use Twitter a lot, but I use Twitterific for that. A desktop web client or a desktop Twitter client. But basically, in the search section, you're not really going to use the website you go to most. You're just going to use it for simple Google searches to do a project or something like that. What you're really going to do is, say you use YouTube a lot like me, you're just going to click over to here and you're going to do all of your YouTube searching over here. Say you use Twitter a lot, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to get that web app for Twitter. Now, another really cool thing I like about this is that, as you can see, I have Instagram installed. There is native Instagram support for this browser. It lets you sign in, and then you can automatically save bookmarks to Instapaper. Now, I don't have that because also, if you were to, say, add this as a bookmark or a favorite, it gives you the option right there. Then it can go ahead and give you the option to send to Instapaper also. Now, basically, the reason this is really good is because you don't have to go through all the hassle of manually syncing Instagram with all of your offline reading. And if you know what Instagram is, great. I'm not really going to get into that. It's basically just an offline reader, I guess you could say, kind of like read it later, something like that. So anyway, guys, this is seen as a lot of a web browser to me. Like, that's what it really pops at me. I could definitely see this running on the iPad. I mean, it's just so well organized, and it looks so much like a mobile browser versus a desktop browser. But it looks glorified on the desktop browser because it runs smoothly. It works everything in a different way than what web browsers are usually meant to doing. Like, it's to the point where you can even say, I go to YouTube on here. Yep. Yeah. YouTube. And then it even gives you the option to make it the mobile browser. So that's definitely a plus if you don't like the desktop site for, say, something. Now, yet another cool feature about this, there's a whole bunch of cool features about this, and over in the smart bar over here, which is actually what this area is called, there's different tabs for each one you open. Now, this just goes even further into reducing you having to use tabs versus using the smart bar and the web apps, because now these web apps organize even more of your information than what you had previously had. So say I wanted to go to my history, I could look through all of my history, and I could go ahead and I could go and, let's say, click my YouTube, and I'll go ahead and open that up. Now, as you can see, I didn't have to go up to the top bar, or I didn't have to, say, in Google Chrome, I didn't have to go to history. It opens up a new tab, goes to history. It's over in the smart bar, and it's easy to reach. Now, another really cool thing I like about this, you probably just saw it, was how the favorites and bookmarks are organized. They're organized over in the smart bar over here in one of the tab sections. But basically, your favorites are like what was in your bookmarks bar in your old browser. Like, say, Safari, it would be in a general area like right up here for quick access. Now, rather than cluttering up that bar up there, you would go ahead and you would just put them in the favorites section, and these would be the ones you use most. Now, say I go to Google AdSense, it'll open it up over here. And this, again, I'm kind of jumping around here, But this again just goes to show that I see this as a tablet browser just because it's laid out like one, that I see it as like a tablet browser. Now, other than your favorites, if you have a whole bunch of bookmarks to say websites you don't go to as often, then you go to your bookmarks tab and you go ahead and use bookmarks. Now, this is really awesome just because it helps you organize and it's just so much better, and it gives you all these buttons to control your bookmarks and your favorites up there. So it's just a really well set out. I'm going to go ahead and get out of mobile mode. It just went into it anyway. But it's just an easier way to organize yourself on a web browser, because I always find myself cluttered up and disorganized and clicking on a whole bunch of tabs, especially when I'm doing homework and YouTube and Twitter at the same time, just to get around to what I need to do. Now, this really intensifies your productivity with just the simple concept of the smart bar over here. Anyway, guys, that's Raven for the Mac. I hope you like this video, and if you go ahead and you go out and try Raven, tell me if you like it. Tell me if you kind of had the same view as me where you think it would be well on a tablet, because that's the first thing that sticks out to me. Anyway, guys, that's wrapping up this video. I really hope you like this video. It's kind of one of my favorite videos right now. I really like this browser. It's really just made my computing life a lot better. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you want to see more of my videos, or if you want to go watch my past videos, you guys can go ahead and subscribe. That would be pretty awesome. If you could go ahead and like this video, that would also help me out too. You know that helps me out. You know that makes me feel pretty good about myself when you guys like my videos and actually genuinely like it. So anyway, guys, this is really the end of the video now, and I'm going to go ahead and get going and go start on my homework. Alright, guys, see you later.